As for Naples United, Pablo Marisi, the 35-year-old, he's won 3 domestic titles when he played in the Dominican Republic, the all-time gold leader for this squad.
Pablo Marisi, 6 goals a season ago in the Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference and NPSL. He's hoping to continue that positive energy here in round 1 of the U.S. Open Cup. We are just about set for kick. We are at FIU Soccer Stadium tonight in Miami, Florida. You see Miami FC in the orange kits with the white numbers. They'll be going from right to left on your screen. Naples United, the debutantes, in the purple with white numbers going from left to right.
Yeah, I'm sure the guys will be happy to be on the grass tonight rather than on the turf at Pitbull Stadium, just a few hundred yards away.
Well, you got your look for a moment at Kevin Hoyos, 32 years of age. We are underway here in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup. It is Miami looking to get off on the right foot. It is Naples United looking to spring a cup set in its debut. Marisi goes for goal, and he was not far off.
Bill Hamid got a touch on it. That ball was hit with some venom. Take a look at it here, perhaps. See where Hamid got a touch. It was likely going over anyway, but him.
Well, Marisi, after nearly picking out the top left, will deliver Naples' first corner of the night. With in-swing. It's loose! And oh my, that was a golden chance. Martinez just unable to keep it down. Well, it is still a very important competition for Miami, because you've mentioned the sputtering start to the season. 2 losses on the bounce. Fell 2-0 to Detroit City and then got throttled by the hands of Indy 11 on Saturday 3-1 in a match that they were down 3-0 at halftime. So the attack has yet to fully click on all cylinders a year after they posted the least goals in USL Championship. And that is what Gaston Modoni is known for, his very aggressive, attack-minded style which overwhelms teams. He's brought in a lot of talents to accommodate that. Good ball in, and Miami opens the scoring. Francisco Begliardi with his first for the club.
It's come from a set piece, we'll call it from the throw-in, not directly from the throw-in, but it was a great ball in. Just slipping between defenders was Bonfiglio. Just wanted it more.
He gets up and nods it home. Is there a response from Naples? It's spilled, and Hamid will collect. It was a decent effort from Pablo Marisi.
Yeah, worth a crack from there. Bounced just in front of Bill Hamid. Thankfully for him, the ball bounced high enough for him to be able to recover and claim it.
His counterpart, Filippo Begliardi, has seen little to no service. Gavilanes' ball in. It's punched. Made its way harmlessly out of play. 3 minutes of added time separate us from intermission in this first round coverage of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
That goal by Bonfiglio is the only one that's gone in anywhere else other than that Hartford game. Has been a very low scoring first round so far. 0-0 everywhere else.
Back post, headed on, and knocked in again! Bonfiglio at the double.
Well, Joshua Burton has had himself a great first half, but that was a mistake there by the young keeper. Watching here, watch Joshua Burton. Here comes the ball over. Burton perhaps thought it had already gone out and just sort of stood there, and Naples United players froze.
Francisco Bonfiglio, his brace, goals separated by just 5 minutes from one another, has Miami FC in the driver's seat against a Naples United squad that has been off the pace for large spells of these opening 45. And it is a merited lead. First half in which Miami has mauled Naples for times in possession. Well, a yellow card has been issued. Lautaro Furione has a yellow as this is cut back, and Bonfiglio nearly had a first-half hat trick to his name. Well, there is the halftime whistle.
For the visitors, Roberto Luima and David Ribera underway here in the second half.
Gavilanes cuts it back. The substitute Celeste. And now from long range. Double palms from Burton to deny.
A couple of chances here for outside shots. One coming in from about 22 yards. And for Joshua Burton, but he still had to get across.
Gavilanes. And this is finally the challenge on Gavilanes that yields the yellow. Pablo Marisi. Did his best, Leonardo DiCaprio. Marisi, though, a very impactful figure in this Naples United side. Can't fault him for trying to manufacture an opportunity here. Naples, very few touches in the box. Bonfiglio. And now Milano runs out of play.
And chatting with Enoch, he was talking about a lot of local players stick around now. Obviously, NPSL sides mostly made up of college kids from around the country. Saying that a lot more local players sticking around now, which is helping. I'm seeing the benefit of having the guys.
Begliardi giving chase here. It's Filippo Begliardi, and it just whistles wide of the near post.
Most interesting year as a club. Here's the chance again. Nice little touch around. Something made Bill Hamid think about it.
And he stands over this set piece. Celeste also is lingering. Good ball. Perhaps a bit behind the first man. Diaz hoofing it back into the mixer. Vasquez. Time beginning to run down on Naples United. We're entering the final half hour. Vasquez darted across, and this time Cardona puts it over.
Should be 3-0. Vasquez again. It's been a threat tonight in those channels. And yeah, that should, won't get too many gifted opportunities like that this season in the USL Championship. Should have found himself in the scorebook here tonight in the Cup.
Miami continuing to send numbers forward.
It's been a real professional performance tonight in this first hour by the home team. They certainly haven't looked stretched or troubled too often.
Well, if Naples is to cause late drama, they'll have to flip the script in a hurry because very little of the ball tonight and very few chances, especially out of direct build-up. You mentioned it, the 12 passes in the final third was what was glaring at halftime. Gavilanes over the top. Punched away and finally stabbed out of danger. Mitrano. Well, hearing reports that Francisco Bonfiglio is U.S. Open Cup's leading goal scorer as of now. That's a deflected effort, and goes over the bar after Burton got a palm to it. Another corner for Miami. Bonfiglio, we mentioned it, a man who had not scored for his new club until tonight. Currently leads the competition in scoring.
Yeah, two very different goals, but both very opportunistic. Right place at the right time, which obviously is the trait of many good strikers.
Mitrano, Knudsen got a touch to it, and it ran out of play.
Everybody talks about the finishing ability, but you've got to put yourself in the right place at the right time as well.
Sensational technique on the first goal in the header. You mentioned how he tamed a pretty ferocious ball into the box. He managed to redirect it perfectly on frame at that. Last thing stands, Naples United's U.S. Open Cup debut might be an underwhelming one. Loima trying to change the script. Bagliardi, and the flag is raised. A positive moment for the club, even in defeat tonight. Loima.
As you mentioned, Jacksonville Lamar, one of the many pro teams now popping up in Florida. Obviously, they were previously a pro team back in the NSL days, and now being MLS next pro next season.
In general, there's a lot of teams popping up.
Yeah, Sarasota, just obviously FC Naples in League One. Sarasota going to have a team coming soon. Hearing about Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach next year in USL Championship, Florida. Teams popping up everywhere on the USL side of things.
Over the top here, it's cut across to Gavilanes, and at the second time of asking, makes it 3-0 to Miami.
And here's the break here. It was a lovely ball over the top. Vasquez again. Gavilanes wide open. First shot was well saved by Burton, but hooked it right back to Gavilanes, who poked it home.
And Gavilanes, the goal scorer, exits as well.
Yeah, some smart substitutes by Gaston Madoni. Mentioned the game coming up against the Rowdies this weekend.
Well, 3 changes for Miami FC. Michael Lawrence, the first to enter. Gavilanes vacating for Tobias Zarate. And then Sebastian Blanco also entering the fray for Bonfiglio. So that's your 3 changes. Lawrence, an interesting story. South Florida College legend, if you will, at Nova Southeastern. And after graduating college, got the opportunity to trial with Miami FC in the 2023 season. Signed a 25-day contract at one point, and then last season a month-long contract before earning a deal for the rest of the campaign. Now full-time player for Miami FC. And Tobias Zarate, the nephew of West Ham, former West Ham men, Mauro Zarate.
Good to see Mikey Lawrence out in his games at Nova Southeastern. Big physical presence up top. You'll chase balls for days. Good finishing as well.
Also speaking of former MLS men, Sebastian Blanco, the Argentine, one of the new high-profile additions for Miami FC. He's a Timbers club legend. 51 goals and 46 assists in 203 appearances with Portland, and was MVP of the 2020 MLS SPAC tournament. Lawrence is giving chase here. And it falls. A chance, and it's in! It's 4 for Miami. Tobias Zarate on the score sheet with his first touch.
Miami just too much for Naples to handle here in the end. Yeah, Burton just beaten by the pace of that one.
In the NPSL entering. as is, of course, we mentioned Jorge Moreno, the 29-year-old out of Aurora in Bolivia. So a pair of players with experience in Bolivian football will feature.
No cup magic tonight for assistant coach Enoch Schwam, who we talked to during the week, but talking about his old days playing in England in the FA Cup, and he played with Luton, got to play against Liverpool a couple of times. And actually up 3-1 against Liverpool at halftime and ended up losing 5-3. Not sure what an experience it was, even though he only played a little bit in that game. Stevie Gerrard on the score sheet for Liverpool. Xabi Alonso as well.
Brace in the winner for Xabi Alonso in that 2006 FA Cup third-round match. Here's an effort for Naples. Hamid had it covered at the near post. It was in January 2006, third round of the 2006 FA Cup. You mentioned it, partner. 3-1 Luton lead. That was Enoch Schwanmi's first stop of his 11-year professional career, most of which was spent in England. Opening 40, Miami was dominant but lacked a breakthrough, and Naples had their chances. But since that opener, it's really been rough sledding for the visitors. This is snatched back. Here's Blanco. Into the path of Zarate. Terrific ball through. Ushered wide to Blanco again. Tries the curler, and it's off the crossbar. An excellent chance. And now the flag raised against Milan. Guess who they beat in the second round of that competition?
Go on, tell me so.
It was Miami FC.
There you go. Good job.
This is loose. Does Moreno have a chance in him? He lays it off. Still loose. Moreno knocks it in. Naples United on the board late. Their first ever U.S. Open Cup goal.
Could have taken a dive. Skipped around. Got a little lucky with the bounce here. Took it off his teammate's toes, really, but he won't care. On the board. Well done, Naples.
It's Jorge Moreno, the goal scorer. It's his second stint with Naples United, though. A native of Santa Cruz de la Sierra, Bolivia.
Sam, you and I discussed the Rowdies Legion game I did last year. It was 4-0 Rowdies until the 83rd minute.
You would be correct.
When Birmingham scored, and they would score 3 more to make it 4-4. I'm not saying that's going to happen here, but it was exactly the same minute. Stranger things have happened.
Certainly. You've mentioned one stranger thing that's happened. In-swinger to the back post, and instead Miami FC nearly responded. We might have more goals on our hands.
I'm not predicting anything, Sam, but that header almost ruined my story. That ball was still rolling. The referee's going to let it go. At this point, understandably.
Well, Naples United can leave here saying they've scored a U.S. Open Cup goal, something they did not have the opportunity to do in 2020 when their qualification for that competition was neutralized by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, obviously this cup was cancelled for 2 years because of the pandemic, not just the one. USL champ, 16 highest ranked USL championship teams from last year, and then those third round winners will square off against MLS teams, and that's it from here.
That is the final whistle. Miami FC takes care of business at home in its first round clash with Naples United.